Hi, my name is Mary Adkins, and we're going to talk about an online conferencing tool that became pretty popular back in 2020, right in the throes of the pandemic, and that is Zoom. Um, this is a pretty popular tool that we use for classes. We also see different industries using it for business meetings, especially people that maybe don't work in the same area. They can conference in on a Zoom call. We also have it for what my family did is we have different family members that live out of state, so we will get together and do a Zoom call maybe once or twice a month just to kind of keep in touch with one another. So let's go ahead and get started here. Once you go to the Zoom website, you'll see it gives you a little bit of information, one platform to connect, collaborate. It gives you different products, resources that you can use. This is not just a tool that you would have to use on a laptop or a tablet. You could also use it on your smartphone. There is an app that you can download that will allow you to pull this up right there on your phone. It also offers different plans and pricing, and that's going to be how many people or participants are allowed in, how long your meetings can be for free before it automatically disconnects and such. So if you don't have a plan, here's your option to just go ahead and click on there and sign up for free. Or if you already have an account with them, you would just click the sign in button there, and then it's going to take you to a little screen that looks like this. And over on the side, it has all of your personal information, different meetings, webinars, personal contacts, and you also have the option to record your Zoom meetings, and they would all be right here under this tab. If you wanted to schedule, say, a weekly meeting, you would click on this tab here, and then you could set it up through there. If you needed a meeting every Wednesday at noon, it would just be recurring right there. You could set up. There's also an option to join a meeting that's been established or has been scheduled. But what we're going to look at is hosting a meeting right here. So you would click on that host tab, and it would take you to a screen. I would usually click on the always allow links depending on which type of device I'm using. If I'm at work, I might not click on that. If it's my own personal device, I may just allow that to always happen. And then you would click the launch meeting button right down here. That's going to take you to this screen where it gives you lots of different options here at the bottom. The first thing I want to address is the sound. Okay, so you have a button here that you can click to mute yourself. This is really beneficial when you're in a room that maybe you have children in the background, a TV going, there's different sounds, and you don't want that sound projected into the overall meeting as a whole. So you would mute yourself until you are specifically talking to the host. The host also has an option to mute all participants and then unmute as needed. Also want to look at the stop video option here. Okay, so a lot of times, especially when we were doing this in our high school classrooms, we would ask for the students to be on mute, but to have their video going. That way we could just kind of have that connection and see their faces, know that they were at least trying to be connected, be involved in that class. I've selected to blur my background just because it's like this, and it's just my personal preference. You can also choose different virtual backgrounds. I've had a beach as a background, had people have different office settings, maybe libraries. So you can go in and download the different types of background that you want to use. All right, there's also a few different views that you can select. I prefer the gallery view. It kind of lets me see everyone that's in the meeting. So this top right is going to be what your gallery view looks like. And then you also have an option to do a speaker view. And this woman right here in the middle would be the one that's doing the talking. And then up top along here, you would have the different clips of all the other participants that are going to be in that Zoom session. This is what the bar at the bottom of your screen will look like while you're in Zoom. So we've talked about the sound and the video. We've talked about sharing the screen, the view, and all of that. So now we'll look at chat. Okay, this is a tool that I actually really like here. Let's see if I can move me over. Yeah. All right, so you have a meeting chat, and this is where everyone can go in and kind of type out their questions, and you can have it selected where everyone in the session can see or just the host can see those questions. And you also have an option to save that later on so you can refer to it after the session has ended. There's also a little reaction tool on the bar here. You can raise your hand if you have something that will let the host know that you have a question or you wanted to insert something there. And then you can also react, these cute little emojis, to whatever's being said, either in the chat or just in the session as a whole. With Zoom, you also have an option to collaborate. Who can start a collaboration? I would personally click on the host only. That way, you're kind of in control of what's going on, depending on the setting. If it's more formal, you would want the host to only be able to address that, start a collaboration. We've done breakout rooms when we've done professional development in the past before. And then who can start a collaboration when someone else has already started a collaboration? This is also really good. You're going to want to keep that on host only, especially if you are hosting Zoom sessions for high school and below. Okay. All right. When your session is over, your meeting is completed, you've covered everything you need to. As the host or participant, usually you're just going to see this leave meeting. That's going to be highlighted in red. But as the host, you can end the meeting for everyone, or you can personally leave. If they're wanting to continue a discussion, then you could leave the meeting and they could stay. I would prefer maybe ending the meeting for all, and then they could kind of create their own if it was something that they needed to further explore. Okay, when you end that meeting, excuse me. Well, I'm sorry. Let's go back. All right. So you've ended that meeting. Okay. Now, when I said that we were also going to talk about maybe joining a meeting. So here's an example of an email where I had professional development this week, and it gave me this Zoom info right here. So I would click on that link when it was time for us to log in, and it took me to this screen. Again, depending on the device that you're on, you may always want to allow that to open. You might want to just, have to take a little bit of extra time and click that every time you go in. And then you would click on the launch meeting and it would take you back to that same screen where you could blur your background, mute your microphone. You could even close your camera if you needed to. And I like that when you actually stop your video, then what shows up on the screen is just a black screen and it has your name or your picture, whatever you have assigned to your specific Zoom account. And that's really nice if you get interrupted, if someone knocks on your door, if you get an emergency phone call, or if your kids have something that's super urgent and just can't wait, then you can kind of be respectful and just turn that video off momentarily, make sure that you're on mute, take care of that, and then return to the meeting. So I really like those two functions. When you close out, either after you've joined or when you've hosted, it'll take you to this screen and it's going to give you an option to click on support. Okay, so if you were to click on the support, it's everything you need to know right here, your account management, different products that are offered, and then how can they help you? You would just type your question in right there, and it gives you obviously a few different topics that you could troubleshoot here. Your virtual backgrounds, we talked about the blurring or downloading your own specific ones, whatever kind of fits your personality. How to join a meeting if it's not working, if you've had some trouble, the quality of your video, you might need to update your whatever version that you're using, either Zoom or your personal laptop computer. Okay, so we've gone over the benefits of Zoom, how it's helpful, how you can sign in, the different ways that you can use it, and I hope it's something that's been interesting to you, informative, and something that you can take some time out and maybe explore further.